Silk fibers are also animal fibers. Silkworms spin the silk fibers. The rearing of silkworms for obtaining silk is called sericulture. The silk yarn, thread, is obtained from the cocoon of the silk moth. There is a variety of silk moths that look very different from one another, and the silk yarn they yield is different in texture. Coarse, smooth, shiny, etc. Tassar silk, Mooga silk, silk, Kosa silk, etc. are obtained from cocoons, spun by different types of moths. The most common silk moth is the mulberry silk moth. The silk fiber from the cocoon of this moth is soft, lustrous, and elastic and can be dyed in beautiful colors. Sericulture is a very old occupation in India. India produces plenty of silk on a commercial scale and ranks among the leading silk-producing countries. China leads the world in silk production. Life history of silk moth. The female silk moth lays eggs, from which hatch larvae, which are called caterpillars or silkworms. They grow in size, and when the caterpillar is ready to enter the next stage of its life history called pupa, it first weaves a net to hold itself. Then it swings its head from side to side in the form of the figure of 8. During these movements of the head, the caterpillar secretes fiber made of a protein that hardens on exposure to air and becomes silk fiber. Soon the caterpillar completely covers itself with silk fibers and turns into a pupa. This covering is known as a cocoon. The further development of the pupa into moth continues inside the cocoon. From cocoon to silk, for obtaining silk, moths are reared, and their cocoons are collected to get silk threads. Rearing silkworms. A female silk moth lays hundreds of eggs at a time. Eggs are stored carefully on strips of cloth or paper. Eggs are warmed to a suitable temperature for the larvae to hatch from eggs. This is done when mulberry trees bear a fresh crop of leaves. The larvae, called caterpillars or silkworms, eat day and night and increase enormously in size. The larvae are kept in clean bamboo trays along with freshly chopped mulberry leaves. After 25 to 30 days, the caterpillars stop eating and move to a tiny chamber of bamboo in the tray to spin cocoons. Caterpillar or silkworm spins the cocoon inside, which develops the silk moth. Processing silk. A pile of cocoons is used for obtaining silk fibers. The cocoons are kept under the sun or boiled or exposed to steam. The silk fibers separate out. The process of taking out threads from the cocoon for use as silk is called reeling the silk. Silk fibers are then spun into silk threads, which are woven into silk cloth by weavers. The processing of fiber to fabric is an important industry and has played a major role in providing employment opportunities to Indian youth.